So Mom doesn't know what I have planned for this episode, and it's gonna be absolutely hilarious when I tell her what's going on. Well, if this goes well, it'll be hilarious, so stay tuned.
Hey guys, it's the mama here. Before we get started, I just wanted to put this quick disclaimer out there. We make light of a lot of horrible things, and trust me, they are horrible. We are not, however, making fun of the topics we discuss. Us laughing or cracking jokes is simply our way of coping with the atrocities we talk about. We have nothing but love and support for the victims and their families, and we'll never stoop that low. We've experienced tragedy ourselves. This is why we do what we do. That being said, stay spoopy, our friends. Horror Cultural, where we grow love for all things spooky and macabre. Hey, horror.
Colander!
I swear to God. I don't know where you come up with this shit.
I don't either.
Colander?
Yes.
Like the shit you drain pasta with.
Yes.
I bet.
So, I'm going to start this episode off. And...
Hey, horror heads. Fuck you, I'm getting in there.
Hey, guys.
I try so hard to hurry up and get it out. But, I mean, we're from Jersey and we talk fast, so it could be, hey, horror heads, but I don't want to do that because then those people who do not listen as fast as I speak will not understand what the fuck I am saying. And you get me every time.
Yep.
Well, no, actually, you've let me slide a few.
Yeah, and then I catch you later.
Yeah, you prick. Okay.
So anyway, this is going to be a fun episode for me, and I'm going to be starting it off. So...
Is it Japanese?
No. I promise you it is not Japanese.
Because, you know, I know you love it, and I know some people love it, but...
Oh, no.
But I usually don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No, I get that. It's not Japanese.
Okay.
If it makes you feel any better, it takes place... Both of these take place in the States.
Sweet.
So...
Am I going to know them?
Probably not. They're a little more obscure.
Okay.
So, I have a question for you before you even go anywhere.
All right.
Aside from being forced to watch hundreds, if not thousands, of people become side notes in the obituary section back in 2001, what do you think is the most terrifying thing to randomly happen while watching TV?
9/11.
That's right! Someone hijacking your local programming channel.
Well, no, I said 9/11, but okay.
That's what I literally said first.
Okay.
I said becoming side notes in the obituary section back in 2001.
Gotcha.
But yes, hijacking your local programming channel.
Gotcha.
And this is why you won't know about this. It's a bit of an obscure tale, or I can't say tale. That kind of mystifies it a little bit more than it needs to be. This event happened back in 1985.
I was 15.
Yes. But it happened in a small Wyoming town, a small county in Wyoming called Niobrara.
Okay.
And a local programming channel in Niobrara, Wyoming, was taken over by a mysterious hacker. Now you're probably thinking... Anonymous wasn't even a thing back in the 80s. So, when I say mysterious, I mean literally. To this day, almost 40-something years later, still no one knows who did it and how they were able to pull it off. It's kind of like it's kind of like the cold case I did about the tree, where even today no one knows. So, from what I've read, you remember Max Headroom from the 80s?
Yes.
It's kind of like that. It's in that space of weirdness. So, this was just on a normal night in 1985. Some local program was going on, and then...
What was the show?
I think it was a news show. I think it was like their local news or something. So, during I'm pretty sure it was the news. So, during the news show, someone hijacked... Huh?
Not lying. I was trying to totally think of shows that I watched when I was 15, but there were a lot.
Yeah. So during the news program, a hacker took over the airwaves and played their own video that contained clips of disembodied human heads showing various emotion and quote unquote poses. It wasn't like decapitated heads. It was just like I said, some Max Headroom shit. It was just like, it was kind of like looking at a mannequin head or like those.
Digital.
Yeah, it was like it was on TV.
Were they doing sexual things?
No.
Was it sexual healing?
It was not sexual in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
So, they were showing off various emotions and various poses. I saw the images. They look weird, but they are not sexual. And every 5 seconds...
And this is in Wyoming.
This was a small area in Wyoming in 1985. And every 10 to 15 seconds, the picture would change to a different head or a different face, showing a different emotion, doing a different pose. And every so often, it would be interrupted by those, like, here is a special presentation. Like, you know those old little, like, film clips where it's like, special presentation?
Yes.
It would come, and those would pop up every so often during the broadcast. And it had also, like, these eerie text messages that would say, and I read, when I saw what these
Like
were,
at the bottom of the screen?
no, like, across the entire screen. Like, it would fill the screen up. And honestly, it sounded like some fucking Hellraiser shit. Especially the first one that they showed, which was, you will see such pretty things.
Oh.
And
yeah,
then,
that is Hellraiser.
Yeah, we have such sights to show you.
And then...
Yeah, the clicker.
Chatter.
Chatterbox sound.
Chatterbox.
And then another one was, it just ominously said, you can lose everything.
Oh.
Now, the significance...
That makes me think, like, your bank's about to get fucked.
So, the reason I'm talking about this is that it wouldn't be as well known as it is, and, like, even then, that's not very well known.
Correct.
It's kind of like, it's almost like one of those, like, little whispers you hear in, like, a dive bar. It's like, oh, you remember what happened in Wyoming? Oh, dude, I was there. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was kind of one of those things. But
color me intrigued.
The thing about it that makes it way more interesting is that there were side effects caused to people who were watching this for too long. Because they never specified how long this hijacking went, just that it happened.
Like in terms of how many minutes?
Yes, they never specified. All they said is that there's different pictures of, like, the faces, the text, and every, like...
So we're talking subliminal shit.
Yeah, like, it's, like, darkly subliminal, but not, like, frame shot. It's literally, like, face on screen, hold for 10 to 15 seconds, another face on screen, hold for 10 to 15 seconds, and then it just rotates like that.
With the text.
With the text of, you will see such pretty
So
things.
it's the face, then text.
Oh, I don't know. I don't
face?
know. Yeah, I don't know the rotation, but it was generally those things over and over again.
Creepy as fuck.
So, these side effects...
Definitely Hellraiser vibes.
So, people who watched it for too long started experiencing side effects, apparently. And these side effects included things such as vomiting, hallucinations, headaches, among other things. People could have been shitting themselves, for all I know.
Ew, that's terrible.
And...
I mean, they're all terrible, but shitting yourself is you know, not fun.
And
not that I've ever shit myself.
No, but you busted your ass in our bathroom. Multiple times. That goddamn 4 logo will get you every fucking time. Not to mention you had some absinthe on top of that. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I learned my lesson. Don't fuck with either one.
Or both of them mixed together.
Or both of them mixed together.
So, for a while, people thought it was some paranormal fuckery. Like, you know, like, why were they feeling this kind of stuff? But it turns out the side effects were created because whoever hijacked the radio station was playing a frequency that, if exposed to for a prolonged period of time, would cause your eyes to vibrate, which would cause the visual hallucinations.
Right.
And would also give you the headaches, make you feel sick, and all that stuff.
Well, that's an interesting fact because... And you watched a lot, you know, you watch ghost shows with me. But that's one thing that they say they always test for. They test for like the electrical currents.
the electromagnetic frequencies and whatnot.
Right. They also check to see if it's sitting on limestone because limestone is known to carry.
Yes.
So that's very interesting. Okay.
And honestly, that is all the info I have on that. It has been dubbed by everyone involved and people who've heard about it.
So not only are they hacking with visual display,
they're fucking with the audio.
They're fucking with the audio.
Yes.
Okay.
So this has just been known over the internet.
Did it affect the animals?
It didn't say, but I highly doubt it.
Okay.
Well,
we know animals can hear at way higher frequencies than we can.
But this was like, I think they were saying it was like under 20 hertz or something like that, frequencies, which is what makes your like that kind of thing. And honestly, this is all the info we have on it. Like, there's been nothing, like, no breaking into the case of this anymore. It has been a fucking cold case.
I bet you that was the beginning of Anonymous.
Maybe. And, so yeah, it was dubbed, two titles, either the Wyoming Incident or the Wyoming Hijacking. Now, like I said, that's all I have on that. But, there's another story that kind of ties into that in theme only.
Okay.
This one is known as the Ozark Cable Incident.
I know where the Ozarks are.
And I learned about this one because late at night when I can't sleep, I'll go on Reddit and I'll scroll through all this spooky, real shit that happened, subreddits, and because that stuff's fascinating.
Okay. And
someone had posted about some weird supernatural thing that happened to them when they were a kid. And they posted about it hoping that, they'd find other people that were there and they remember it or,
Right.
Just trying to see if there was anyone else that had experienced that with them so they'd get validated, basically.
Right.
And
look, this happened to me. Has it happened to anyone else?
Yes. I'm not. It's like...
I'm not crazy, right?
Yes, exactly. It's that kind of situation. So, they start off their story with... Not a burp. They start off with how they lived in a small town in Missouri just north of the Ozark Mountains.
Okay.
Being in a small town, they said, they only had a single programmer, like a single cable...
one channel.
Yeah, no, a single cable provider known as Ozark Cable. And Ozark Cable was such a small town thing that it only had...
So think Comcast, but for one town.
Basically. And... it only had like 10 channels.
Wow.
Total. So you kind of have to make do. And they even, because they said this happened to them when they were a kid, they're like, yeah, honestly, the only cartoons I had to watch, the only cartoons that I could watch back then were reruns of Tom and Jerry.
Hey, man.
Tom and Jerry's good.
It's a classic.
But it's not something I feel like I could watch over and over and over again.
No.
And those were only on Saturday mornings. Other than that, you were fucked on cartoons.
Yep. Because Sunday was all church shit.
Yep. But, apparently one day, they went on to say that Ozark Cable had put out an announcement, in the mail, I guess, saying that they were building a new fancy broadcasting station just north of the town. And, with that new broadcasting station, they would be able to do, like, more digital stuff. Like, they could bring in 30 more channels, including stuff like Nickelodeon. Which,
like HBO.
Yeah, which, as a kid, Nickelodeon is the shit.
That was like, you have arrived.
Yes, you are the house to go to.
Yes, everyone's coming to your house. You got that Nickelodeon, my guy?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm coming to yo, can I be your best friend?
So,
you were the most unpopular kid in town. You got Nickelodeon?
That changed.
Everybody's coming over.
So,
you are the it place to be.
Exactly. And so, after the new broadcast station was built, they went on to be like, yeah, it was really nice for, maybe a couple of months. But then sometime during summer, they said that weird stuff started happening. And by weird stuff, they were saying that, like, late night shows were being interrupted by images, as they put it, an eyeless man reaching toward the TV with essentially mind-numbing white noise playing to it. Like, loud-ass white noise. And this was late at night. So, the adults are going to know.
Okay. So, say, for instance, you were cool enough to now have MTV.
Yes.
And I used to love Headbangers Ball.
Exactly.
So, Headbangers Ball went from, midnight to, 5 a.m.
Yes. You could be watching Headbangers Ball, and then it cuts to this weird, staticky image.
I would have shit my pants.
Exactly. So, stuff like that would happen. And
People shat their pants?
I mean, possibly. I mean, they did in Wyoming.
Excuse me. Oh, that's true.
So, where was I? Oh, people were calling in about it and asking, what the fuck was that last night, Ozark Cable? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Ozark Cable gave the traditional non-answer, where it's just like, we're looking into it. But apparently,
so nondescript.
Exactly, we're looking into it. The catch-all non-answer, and apparently this had gotten so bad over time that the guys or the person's parents actually banned them from watching TV at night because they didn't want to risk their kid getting subjected to this.
I understand that. That's completely understandable.
Mm-hmm. So, and the kid was like, I wasn't even planning to anyway. I'm 8. I'm not going to stay up to watch MTV or something. And
shit, Granny and Granddad didn't even let me watch it that late, and I was 15.
But then after that, they go on to say that one morning,
that damn heavy metal music.
That damn kill your mother music.
Oh my, those were the days.
So they go on to say that one morning their dad had to go to work and their mom had to run some errands. The mom wanted them to go with her, but the kid, the person was like, "Oh man, the new episode of Ren and Stimpy's coming on. I don't want to miss it."
I fucking love Ren and Stimpy.
Exactly.
Cinnamon Toast Man.
Powdered Toast Man.
That's it.
Love,
oh my god! And did you see that Beavis and Butthead is
coming back? Yes.
Oh, I'm so excited.
And you just can't hide it.
My childhood, yes.
So, they were telling them, look, the new episode of Ren and Stimpy is coming on. I don't want to miss it. Been waiting all week for this. And the mother was like, all right, fine, just watch your show, but be careful. Apparently, the broadcast got cut mid-intro to Ren and Stimpy to that eyeless man screen again.
Did you find a picture of that?
They did not have an image of it, sadly.
I'd be a little freaked out.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to. It was weird enough seeing the Wyoming incident hijacking stuff. Yeah. So it got cut. It got the broadcast got cut mid-intro, and after a few seconds, not only was it images of the eyeless man reaching out toward the screen again, you also got images.
Reminds me of The Ring.
Kind of.
Yeah.
You also had images of bloody, mutilated bodies with ear-piercing screams playing at the same time. And it would go from the bodies with the screams to the earless, eyeless man, I guess I would assume, with the staticky noise again. It went on for so long that the guy said he freaked out, ran into his dining room and hid under the table, and was sobbing so uncontrollably that he vomited on the floor.
Wow.
And his mother had come home, heard the noise, saw what was going on the TV, ran over, yanked the cable right out of the fucking wall to turn it off, and was consoling them. And then the mother was like, we're going to that broadcast station right now. And,
you could then, it was a small town.
Yeah. And according to the person, everyone in town had seen this.
So it wasn't just
It wasn't just him.
Right.
Every kid in town had seen this fucked up imagery.
Imagine being a kid and you finally get good, quote-unquote, good cable.
Good TV.
And that happens.
Yeah. And everyone had seen it. Because of how messed up the imagery was, police were finally called in on this. And Ozark Cable had to shut down, and they demolished the building that they had put up not long before.
But why though? Because they couldn't figure out how it happened?
Yeah. Honestly, people were assuming that the building was probably under some supernatural curse because of the land it was built on. But
Was it built on Native American burial ground?
I don't know.
Although I don't think the Native Americans would go that route.
No. So, did you guess the theme between these two stories?
The subliminal shit.
Well, yes. And the fact that they're both made up. These didn't happen. They're creepypastas.
Oh, you asshole. Well, I mean, I could totally see that shit happening.
I spent almost all morning trying to pick out creepypastas that would be believable enough for you to fall for it.
I haven't looked on creepypasta in like 6 months, too, so you got me. You fucker. Here I am going, maybe that was anonymous.
You're sitting here like, whoa, this shit really happened?
I was like,
yeah, she's sitting there
I'm
like...
leaning in with my hand on my leg and everything.
She's leaning in like, and then what happened? Oh, shit, really? Then what happened? And I'm just like, it's not real.
You fucker. Honestly, though, I could see that shit happening.
Exactly, and that's what makes it so good. I'm so proud of myself.
You go. You little turd.
And that's all I had for my segment.
Jesus H.
We'll come back after this commercial break.
Fuck. Welcome
Hey,
back.
buddy. Hey, buddy. How you guys doing?
So
Welcome
now
back.
it's my turn.
After the gosh dang bamboozle I got you with.
Fucker. Okay, so.
Gosh dang heckin' bamboozle I had done prepared for you.
Yeah. Little shit. So, mine is T4.
T4.
The haunted tea house in Mt Dora, Florida.
Okay.
Okay, so the Windsor Tea Room. Thank you, Tino, for this suggestion. And after your email, I remembered I had passed this little gem when I was there.
Really?
So last year when me, Aunt Christy, Aunt Sia had gone to see Granny and Granddad, me and Aunt Christy went to Mt Dora to go shopping while Aunt Sia visited Tino.
Yeah.
Because Tino still lived down there at the time.
Yeah.
It's got lots of quaint little stores and a really awesome crystal shop. So, you know.
of
course, I had to buy more crystals. I bought a lot of fucking crystals while I was down there. Anyway, bag. We did walk past this place, but we didn't go in because it was spring. It was, I think, what? April? I think it was April when we went. April, Florida, fucking hot.
Oh, yeah. Any time in Florida is fucking hot.
Well,
even in the winter.
Well, Granny and Granddad, where they live, it does get in the 30s at times.
Gee, must be nice.
But, it was, I remember wearing shorts and flip-flops. It was hot.
Yeah.
So, it's already hot as hell, and this town is further south. Mm-hmm. This was over by Lisa, actually, not far from where Lisa lives. Mm-hmm. And, so needless to say, this place was packed in the middle of the afternoon when we were there. But it was a super cute place. Like, you can look it up. It's super cute. But this little shop is located on 4th Avenue and has been owned by Marcia and Paul Goodale for the last 10 years.
Okay.
Now, in those 10 years, they've had lots of paranormal happenings.
Okay.
Fucking hell. Now I wish I had gone in there.
This is still the tea house, right?
This is the Windsor Rose Tea Room.
Tea room. Okay.
Yes. So, staff and customers alike have said they've seen apparitions, full body as well as vapor type. Mm-hmm. One is of a woman said to be dressed like she's back in the Victorian era, wearing her.
Why is it always the Victorian era?
I don't know. Why do they always murder these poor women in the Victorian era?
My question is, like, when are we gonna get a ghost sighting where it's some dude, bro, dressed like he's about to go, surf a gnarly key down in Florida, brah? With, like, the pit viper glasses, the slick back blonde hair.
Wait, what was the movie with Keanu Reeves?
Point Break? No, not Point
Break.
Yeah.
Bodie.
Yeah.
Alright, so anyway.
I want a ghost like that.
She's been seen in her big dress. But here's the punch in the dick, though.
Yeah?
She's seen from the waist up, she's a full apparition.
Uh-huh.
From the waist down, she's a vapor.
Oh, she got the ghost tail.
She's got the vapors.
Good Lord, I got a case of the vapors.
So, she's said to be seen sitting alone at a table for 4. That's pretty fucking sad, if you think about it. So anyway, there's also a little boy people have witnessed. including the owner himself. He appears to be wearing clothing from the 60s.
Oh, at least that's more up to date.
Right, so that could literally mean fucking anything. Hell, I grew up in the 70s, and I'm always embarrassed by the shit Granny put me in. I mean, but it was style.
I mean, I grew up in the 90s, and I was embarrassed by what you and Dad put me in.
Hey, we dressed you nice for the time. So, anywho.
Barney sweater.
Fuck off! Marcia and Paul don't have any particulars on the Victorian woman, but the little boy is said to have been killed in a car accident in front of the building back in the 60s, hence
Damn.
him wearing the 60s
yeah.
style clothing. So, sightings of the little boy include him coming through the front door, going into the potty, and locking the door.
Mm-hmm.
The owner, Paul, noticed the child going into the men's room, and after some time, knocked on the door to see if he was okay.
Mm-hmm.
When he didn't get any answer, he tried to open the door, and that's when he figured out it was locked. So he went and got his master key to open it, and when he did, no one, child or man, was in there. But the door was locked from the inside.
Huh.
So one night, Marcia was cleaning the kitchen.
Marcia. Sorry.
While her husband Paul was upstairs in the office. She had her hair in a ponytail and felt someone brush up against her and kind of like do one of these and flip the ponytail.
Flip her hair up.
Flipped the ponytail up over her face. She turned expecting to find her husband, but he wasn't there. Sounds like games a child would play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, boop! You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm assuming he didn't yank it hard or, she probably would have been pissed. I mean, I'd have been pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, if you're yanking the hair, your head's going to go back.
Yeah, you're just going to fall back.
Your ponytail's not going to get flipped up
it's just
over your head.
It's like a gentle nut tap, but for
I-
a ponytail.
Exactly. But, I mean, like, how do you react to that?
I
would shit my pants.
I'd be like, the hell?
I would turn around like, motherfucker. What?
No, you would be like, damn it, Mark, wait a second.
I think I'd be okay knowing it was like a Casper type ghost,
Yeah.
aka a friendly ghost, and not one of the ones that like wants to eat my soul.
Mm-hmm.
But you know how I feel about child ghosts. They creep me the fuck out.
My granny called it the shine.
The shine. So the occasional guest will tell the Goodales. I think it's Goodales.
Good ale.
That their plates of food will just be sliding on the table with nobody pushing them. Like, that's the ghosties' way of saying, no food for you.
Some soup Nazi shit.
Yo, imagine a ghost telling your ass you need to go on a diet by pushing your plate away. No food for you.
You're just sitting down enjoying, like, a croissant or something, and the ghost is just like, you've had enough.
Customers
A croissant with that frame? Come on, Betsy.
Nah, that's a hard pass, Scooter. So customers have also seen glasses just sliding all willy-nilly like on tabletops. Like,
Yeah.
employees have also heard their names being called and when they were alone. I mean, I think that's kind of like a basic thing spirits
Yeah.
do for attention or to, just scare the fuck out of you.
You're just like you're just sweeping up after hours, no one's there, and all you hear is, hey, Pete!
Yo! I would shit.
I'd be like, if it was just like, if it was like the creepy was probably like, Mark, I'd be like, Jesus Christ, what? But if it was just like, if it was just
Hey,
like,
yo!
yeah, if it was like I was back working at Round One's kitchen, it's just like, hey, Mark, I'd be like, oh, what? Wait a minute.
Now, I'll be the first to admit, I have heard, but, I'm an empath. But I have heard my name being called and nobody's around.
Same.
And it does creep me out, and I'm like, side-eyeing, scared to move my head because I might fucking see something.
Same.
I've gotten a lot better with it, but it's still fucking creepy.
Dad finally found out that the house is haunted. Recently.
Might be grandma.
It might be. But it's fine. I'm happy that it's not just me that had experiences in that house now.
Oh, well, we'll have to talk about it. But it's probably grandma. She's probably just making sure that your dad is okay before she moves on.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to think about it this way. As far as spiritual people go, your grandmother was extremely religious.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking church 3 times a week, high mass religious.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking we sat in that damn church for 2 hours for her mass after the viewing religious.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was there. I was in front of you people.
And your dad, other than living with me for the 2 years that we had our own place,
Lived with grandma.
has never left your grandmom's side.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's your grandmom
Yeah.
just trying to make sure that your dad is okay. Not so much you, your dad.
Yeah.
Because, well, I knew when your grandpa passed away that your dad was never going to leave that house.
Yeah.
I knew that. He was never going to leave your grandma. Plus, he's the youngest. He was never going to leave his mom. He's always been mommy's boy.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Jamie was self-proclaimed mommy's boy, and I think you think you're a mommy's boy too. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just the fact that I think it's your grandmom, and until she feels your dad is okay, she's not going to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, back to the story.
Sorry, guys.
Marcia and Paul stated they had a staged seance one night called the Air Testicles Wicked Windsor Night, which sounds kind of fun.
Yeah.
It apparently pissed the resident dead off, though. They didn't like the mockery and started ramping up the activity with messing with the lights, knocking shit off the shelves, and fucking with the displays. Now, see, here's where you fucked around and found out. It could go one of 2 ways. When you mock the unalive,
They fight back.
they either fight back because they're pissed because you're
Insulting
mocking them
yeah.
and you're insulting them, or
They make you look stupid and don't
so
do
here's
anything.
my thinking. Here's my thinking when I read the blurb about this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that they did it in a respectful way.
Yeah.
I think it was done in a ha ha hee hee, and it may not have intentionally been that way.
Yeah.
But to me, it was done in a ha ha hee hee. This is what happened, and that's what pissed them off.
Yeah.
They could have done it in a more respectful way, where it was paying more of a homage to
Yeah.
the little boy.
It kind of makes it seem like it was done to bank off of it.
Exactly. Exactly. And I mean, you could benefit off of it, but in a respectful way.
Yeah.
This is where you don't want to piss off the unalive.
Yeah.
So, they also had a special Air Testicles high tea with spirits at the Windsor Tea Room with the American Ghost Adventurers. Now, this event showcased haunted tales of the town while having tea and finger sandwiches. Isn't that a gross ass thing to say?
Finger sandwiches, yeah.
Why do we call finger sandwiches for... I mean, it's tiny little food. I get it.
It's
you
finger-
eat it with your fingers.
Yeah, I think
But
that's...
who came up with that? It's gross.
I think that's literally the only way. Or, like, that's the only reason we call it that.
like, yes, we're eating it with our
It's also
fingers.
known as a tea sandwich.
More appropriate if it's coming from a tea
Yeah.
house. Any whorebag. I saw one of those events, and it was last September. I don't think they've had another one since. Now, to me, that would be more respectful because from what I read, it was telling the tales, not just of that specific place, but, like, this whole town, Mt Dora, is supposed to all, like, there's all kinds of, like, hauntings going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just that one place.
Yeah.
And I think that specific thing told stories of the whole town.
Yeah.
So I don't think anything ramped up after that because it was way more respectful.
Yes.
And these were actual ghost hunters, and I mean, some ghost hunters can be douche canoes about shit.
I was gonna say idiots.
But for the most part, a lot of them don't like antagonize and egg them on.
Yeah.
So I think that would be kind of cool. And I know for one, I know for a fact that Big Daddy and I are supposed to go down and see Granny and Granddad for Halloween.
You're gonna try to go there, aren't
And
you?
I want Granny to go with me.
Okay.
Because she was going to go that day, but she didn't want to leave Granddad by herself.
Yeah.
But since Big Daddy will be there, Granddad won't be alone.
Yeah.
And I want Granny to go to this place because she's going to have a fantastic time. Because she was like, oh yeah, me and Aunt Eleanor, we were going to go shopping there one day. And, my Aunt Eleanor has since passed.
Yeah.
And Granny never got to go.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be great. But anyway, on the plus side, this place is adorable. Did you look up a picture? It's a quaint little... it's super adorable.
Windsor Rose Tea Room.
Yeah.
Okay. Continue. I'll look it up.
And it's got to have good tea and tiny little foods because it was packed when we walked by there. Mm-hmm. And it's said to have great tea. And hey, I fucking like tea. So anyway, that is that on that. The Windsor Rose Tea Room.
Someone suggested that this place may be permanently closed.
No, it was just open last year.
Oh, that is nice in there.
Yeah. And it looks way bigger on the inside than it does from the outside.
What in the TARDIS?
What?
It is smaller on the outside.
It looks like it's like a Lego house.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking it like goes, it's like deeper than it is wide.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it didn't close. That's a really cute place.
Let's see. Huh.
Anyway, guys.
Oh.
What?
The Windsor Rose has now closed its doors as of December 31st of 2022.
Well, fuck. Now I'm mad I didn't go in there.
Yeah. Wonder why. Maybe they weren't making enough money.
That could be. I don't know, though. That whole town was, like, kitschy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Tons of little shops and places to eat and coffee houses and crystal shops and...
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
That's a bummer.
If any of our any of our 4 listeners, 5 listeners, we might have 6 now. If any of you, besides Tino, lives near Mt Dora and email us and tell us why that place closed, I would love to know because I really wanted to go there when I went in November.
Yeah, that's weird.
Well, fuck a duck.
I don't want to.
Anyway, guys, that was tonight's episode, and
thank you guys for listening.
Please be safe out there, and
we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you for listening to Horror Cultural, where
we grow love for things spooky and macabre.
You forgot all
things spooky and macabre.
Thanks, guys. We love you, and be safe.
See ya.
Bye.
If you have a suggestion or would like to reach out to us, or you just want to hear more Horror Cultural, be sure to follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or send us an email at horrorcultural@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook at Horror Cultural, Instagram at Horror Cultural, and Twitter at Horror Cultural. Should be obvious at this point. But yes, please follow us everywhere you can, and don't forget to check out our website when it inevitably is finished.